All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Run.Down. I'm your host, Tyrese, doing it solo today. And yeah, the Knicks won the thriller. The Knicks were able to win in overtime in arguably the best game of the season and undisputedly their largest comeback of the season. Down 19, they win 116 to 112. A lot to talk about with this game. Very frustrating at first, but they seemed to get more and more into the game as the game continued. They took the lead late in the fourth quarter. They wrestled all the way to overtime, had a chance to win it in regulation, and then were able to bring it through in overtime with a very strong play from their guys. And I thought it was a very good performance for some, and I thought there was a couple that you could highlight as really poor. But we'll get into it. But first, ad read. BetOnline is the world's most trusted betting platform and your number one source for online betting in 2025. Whether you're a seasoned fan or a first-time bettor, BetOnline is your ultimate game day companion. With the largest selection of odds on everything from NBA and college basketball to the NHL and UFC, BetOnline continues to be your number one sports betting source. From every three-pointer to hat trick, BetOnline has you covered with odds, stats, and more for every game, every play, and every win. BetOnline, the game starts here. All right. With that being done, I think this game starts and ends with Jalen Brunson, 31 points, 6 assists, 2 steals, 5 rebounds, 13 and 25 from the field. I thought the first half was a little disappointing. I thought the second half in overtime was fantastic. He just was in control the entire game in the last 5 minutes, and in the overtime, I thought he was completely bending the defense to get favorable opportunities for the Knicks. I thought his scoring was on point. I think he hit a three to give the Knicks the lead before the Heat came back and took the lead again. I thought he assisted. I believe it might have been an OG shot, and that gave the Knicks another chance at tying the game. I just thought he was incredible. I thought he was the best player on the court. I know Bam had a good game, but I thought he was by far the best player on the court. The free throws and the three-point shooting were a little weird, but I thought the fact that he took 11 threes and he took them in rhythm was really, really encouraging because his threes have been very, very shaky. But the fact that he was able to take 11 makes me feel good. Otherwise, yeah, I just thought he played an incredible game. I thought he was in control inside the arc. Going 10 for 14 inside the arc was insane. He hasn't had that level of efficiency from 2-point range in a while. The fact that he was able to do that against the Heat defense and their size and their wings and their swarming was really encouraging. But yeah, man, he just played like a superstar. He has completely earned that Clutch Time Player of the Year award. I think he's absolutely going to get it. I don't really think there's any argument there. The odds probably shifted even more in his favor. I think he was like a minus 200 last time I checked. He might be getting the odds like minus 250 because he just continues to make the right move. And it's been 3 straight clutch games and 3 straight wins. The Knicks are 10-0 in their last 10 clutch games. And he's just been getting it done in a variety of ways. He did it against the Bulls. He did it against the Sixers. He did it against the Grizzlies. He did it against the Heat. He did it against the Hawks. He's done it against the Raptors. He's done it against the Rockets. He has just managed to do this down the stretch, and it has been incredible to watch. So great job from Jalen Brunson, and that's why he is the player that he is. I think another person to highlight in this game is OG Anunoby. 23 points, 9 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 steals, 3 blocks. Two steals and 3 blocks don't even begin to describe his impact in this game. Water bottle. Yeah, I thought his impact was incredible. The fourth quarter, he just shut down the Heat offense, and he helped the Knicks offensively as well. That was probably one of the better two-way wing performances in the last 10 minutes of that game that I've seen a Knicks wing do in my life. Incredible performance from him. The Heat had no answer for him. He gave Bam some trouble. I know Bam had a good game, but I think he made Bam work for his shots. I thought he held Tyler Hero mostly in check when other guys failed to do it. And by other guys, I mean Mikal Bridges. He was a monster defensively. I thought he gave effort on the boards. I don't know what got into him, but I will take that. And if that's the performance you'd expect from OG Anunoby, you understand why he got the money that he got, because he played incredible basketball for the Knicks in this game. I thought some weaker performances were Mikal Bridges and Karl-Anthony Towns. Mikal Bridges, 2 of 11, 5 points, 8 assists, 4 rebounds. Sorry. I just thought he had no energy. I thought he played Hero really weakly. I didn't really think he was doing what he needed to do. He wasn't getting into the body defensively. I thought he was late on closing out. I thought he was late on rotations. I just thought he didn't play with enough energy and urgency. And that's what led to him getting benched down the stretch of this game. And I thought it was the right decision that Tibbs made. It's a hard decision, but I think he made the right decision to put Deuce in the game, because I thought Deuce had given him good minutes. Deuce hit the shot to give the Knicks the lead for the first time all game. And yeah, Mikal Bridges did not have the most encouraging performance, but you're hoping for a better performance next game. Karl-Anthony Towns, 6-11 from the field, 19 points, 16 rebounds, a block, 3 turnovers. I thought he played pretty sloppy. I think he was able to turn it on more in the third quarter, but I just felt like his impact wasn't really there the way I think it should be there for an all-NBA caliber player such as himself. I think the last couple of weeks have been kind of rough. I think defensively he was getting torched all night in the paint. The rim protection was non-existent. I thought he's looking like he's moving badly. It looks like the knee might be bothering him. He just looked very bulky, and there was just really no juice in the first half. The second half was a little bit better, but that first half was atrocious, and I felt like there was no juice there. And otherwise, Josh Hart existed. I don't think he had a particularly bad or good game. I just thought he was kind of there. I thought Deuce played really, really well. I thought he was able to give them some really big shots down the stretch. Some very confident moments, some very tenacious defense, very scrappy defense on Hero. On that last second shot to prevent the Heat from going up by 2 late in the game. I thought he played really good defense there. I thought he got after it. I thought Mitchell Robinson was impactful in his minutes, even though I don't think the box score really reflected. I thought the Knicks in the second quarter kind of needed him to stabilize them. And then in the fourth quarter, I thought he was able to give them a bit of a jolt. Otherwise, I think the other guys, Shamet and Payne, did okay for their minutes. I thought Payne had he had a moment where he hit a nice 3. I thought Shamet has been playing with more confidence, but still kind of limited. And otherwise, good team win from the Knicks. Very gritty, very scrappy, and really good to see the Knicks really get a gritty win. And I don't think they've gotten a lot of gritty wins. They got a one against Memphis. This feels like a gritty win against a solid team. And by solid, I mean solid for the East, because I'm pretty sure they're not a playoff team at the moment. Oh, they're 8. Okay, well. Jordan Bub, if you have championship aspirations, this is what you must do. Clyde has the Knicks come back from 19 down to win an OT in Miami. Yeah, I mean, I think they got after it. I thought their first half was atrocious. I thought their second half was a significant step in improvement in tenacity and defense and being able to get into the body of the Heat players. I thought OG turned it on and Brunson turned it on, and that kind of led the way for everybody else to have impacts. Jalen, I'm going to find a way to help this team win. Doesn't matter. It does not matter. I'm going to find a way to help this team win. Clyde, and you are. Keep it up, bro. Jalen, thank you, Clyde. Yeah, I think Jalen really wanted this one. I think you could tell that Jalen wanted this one, and I think he played like he wanted this one. And the performance that he gave in the last 10 minutes of that game, if you include the last 5 minutes of the fourth quarter and the entire overtime period, was inspired basketball and gritty basketball from a team that desperately wanted to walk out of South Florida with that win. Pat Riley hasn't watched enough. He's Weekend at Bernie's thing. Never seen that movie, but I understand the reference. Yeah, I don't know what the Heat are as a team. They have a lot of players that I like. but none of their players really fit together, which makes it kind of a hodgepodge of mismatched talent. I think Burks is really good for them. I think they have like an assortment of decent wings, but they just don't have enough offense from their top two guys. Ware played well, but he somehow was like not a factor in the second half, which is puzzling. I thought Tyler Hero tried to do way too much as a scorer, and he just was not there. And otherwise, they just don't really have a guy who can give them some real juice off the bench. And it kind of showed in their bench production. It was really limited. I think the Knicks bench was better than their bench, and their best bench player was Duncan Robinson. He played 31 minutes, and he was not impactful for the most part. He had a couple threes and a couple drives for floaters, but he just did not do anything that really got the Knicks off of their game. I thought Terry Rozier was playing for us. Kyle Anderson had a stint, and he was largely unimportant. Haywood Heisman is good. He should be a Knick, but yeah, it just kind of feels like they didn't really have a lot of juice offensively. And it felt like more the Knicks were beating themselves than the Heat were winning the game. And I think once the Knicks defense tightened up, I feel like they were able to get back into the game. And obviously, as you saw, the Knicks were able to pull it out. Easily OG's best performance since the injury. It's either this or the game in Memphis. I think he started to round back into the form. Those are my thoughts on it. I think he started to round back into the form. I think he's trying again. He's weird because I feel like his offense inspires his defense, but his defenses are really, really good. But he could go from really good to elite. And sometimes he just takes a couple of games off. 82-game season. But yeah, I thought he played inspired defense. I thought this was the best two-way performance he's had, arguably all season, maybe since the Denver game in Denver. But yeah, really, really good performance from him. Love what I saw from Precious tonight. Probably his best games in Knicks. Yes. Right call. Although I would have liked to have seen him in the game when Alec Burks hit the 3 in overtime to cut the lead to 2. I thought Josh Hart being in the game was kind of weird. I feel like if you could use Precious in a situation where he could guard fours for a defensive position, he makes a lot of sense on the court image. That's a lot of ground to cover up. But otherwise, I'm not complaining about not seeing Precious. It's been 2 months. I won. Kendrick Perkins' big body brushing is something special. I think he has to be all NBA first team this year. I don't really see the argument for Jaren Jackson Jr. I think Jaren Jackson Jr. has had a good season. I don't think he is worth giving first team All NBA to. LeBron has been nice. I don't think he's worth giving first team All NBA to. Sorry. But I mean, you could probably make the argument if the Lakers end up getting the 2 seed. But I think Brunson has been the most consistent performer for the league and of the guys remaining. I think Brunson has just been that kind of guy. I would not complain about LeBron James getting accolades though, because that's the GOAT. But I think LeBron James has been not as good as Jalen Brunson has for the entire season. I think that's a fair take to have. And Anunoby, Brunson, and Hero won us that game in that order. Neo Schmidt, I agree. That Hero 8-second violation was clutch. Yeah, that was weird. Another game where the Knicks get the benefit of 8-second violation. And it wasn't like they forced anything. OG was conceding half court. Hero just walked the ball up for whatever reason and decided that he did not want to get into the action. And the Knicks capitalized off of it, which is really good to see. But yeah, that was a very peculiar play. Age 22. This is why I don't worry about OG come playoff time. He raises himself to another level on both ends. Ridiculous player. Yeah, I mean, This is why half the league wanted him last season. This is why teams were willing to offer for first-round picks for him. This is why teams actively value this guy. He is, when he's on, he is the best wing defender in the league, in my opinion. Excuse me. The combination of size, strength, agility, athleticism is incredible. And when he wants to be on, he will be on. He's clearly worth the contract when he's playing in this form. He probably can't do it for 82 games, but he's clearly worth the contract when he's doing this. And I don't know how anybody can argue otherwise. The Knicks will go defensively as far as they go with OG Anunoby at the centerpiece of it. He is, in many respects, the second best or second most important player in the team, because you can get another star alongside Jalen Brunson. It is much easier to find a star in today's league than somebody like OG who can have the impact that he has as a spacer while also being a defensive menace. And I think people underestimate the spacing part of it. A lot of guys can be 3 and D wings. I think someone like OG Anunoby is a legitimate 3 and D wing because he can give you 3 and he can give you the defense. And the 3 is something that I would like to highlight because, again, 4 threes tonight. They weren't all in the corner. Some of them were some baby movement threes. Some of them were above the break threes. I just thought he got after it with a variety of different shots. And I think he's worked really hard to create situations to where he is a respected above the break shooter. And that's the value in OG Anunoby, because a lot of guys who can maybe give you the defense that he does can't give you that kind of shooting. Kid Kuro, next legend, Alec Burks with an inspirational game. Fortunately, we were saved from the revenge game. Gonna need Cat to get serious team. Too many moments where he actively hurt us on both ends. Yeah, I thought, I said it earlier, but yeah, Cat's first half was not something I was a fan of. The second half was a little better, but defensively, offensively, the first half process was just atrocious. It was one of the worst stretches I've seen from a star caliber player this season. And I don't understand what the issue has been. Maybe it is the knee, but the defense, it just looks like he's not trying. It looks not competitive, and that's something that hopefully will change soon. Jordan Bell, best clutch player in the league. If you need a big shot at the end, you want Jalen Brunson doing it. I'm taking the whole entire NBA. Wally's Zerbiak. Wally has never been wrong. Wally's never been wrong, and he's not wrong in there. I think, again, Jalen Brunson has been the best clutch player in the league. He's going to win that award. I just kind of feel like it's kind of hard for anybody else to build a narrative, and I think he's going to win that award, and it'll be running away. What Pepe, Sylvia, and will Tyrese construct tonight to discredit the Deuce performance? He played good. He played good. I will give him the credit. H. Broussard, Mitch still needs some more reps to get back in game conditioning, but I'm encouraged by what I've seen from him so far. I agree. I think you saw a little bit more jump, which is really good to see. A lot more athleticism. He hasn't jumped that high in a bit. Like, to get that block in the first quarter was really, really encouraging. He fell out a couple times. He got right back up. I think he looks healthy. I think he looks spry. I think he gets winded really quickly, but I think the athleticism is there for the most part. And hopefully that is able to improve as he rounds into form on the back half of the season. Most double-digit scoring fourth quarters by Nick the last 30 years. 1, Allen Houston, 52. 2, tied for second, Melo with 49. Jamal Crawford with 49. Jalen Brunson, 43 in 240 games. Yeah, I mean, he has been one of the best fourth quarter Knicks, arguably the best fourth quarter Knick of the last 25 years. Pretty easily. 25, 30 years. Khalil Williams, the shirt. It hurts. I'm still in pain. When your GOAT decides to abandon all of his morals and values, it's kind of hard to let go. It's kind of hard to let go. They have a record of 16-4 when OG Anunoby scores 20 plus 30 when he scores 30. OG's offense is arguably most just as important as his defense, and the defense is what gets him paid, but the offense is what makes him one of the elite players in the league, in my opinion. OG might be the best off-field dribbling basketball player in the league, especially if you include execute centers. I agree. He took a couple pull-up threes that just had no business being a possession on offense. But, I mean, overall he hit 4 out of 9, so you'll take that. Jalen Brunson leads the NBA in clutch field goals made when trailing, go-ahead field goals made in the final 30 seconds, game-time field goals made in the final 30 seconds. He's winning the award. And any other case falls flat. I don't want to hear about Darius Garland and he's the most efficient, because Darius Garland is not doing what Jalen Brunson is doing as a number one option the majority of the time. So, yeah, I don't want to hear anything else about any other player aside from Jalen Brunson winning Clutch Player of the Year, because he absolutely deserves it. Yeah, otherwise, I thought it was a very encouraging performance from the Knicks, very gritty performance from the Knicks, and a performance that they desperately needed, I want to say. So it's really good to see them win. And with that being said, I think we can wrap it up. And I think we'll see the Knicks play the Warriors on Tuesday, and hopefully the Knicks are able to walk out of the win before they embark on this West Coast road trip. So, great game for the Knicks, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.